Apparently the most romantic month of the year, and also the month of my birthday. And that was a gentle reminder to my wife and my children. Welcome to February's edition of Wrexham Property TV. And coming up on this month's show is Carys Bailey, who will be telling you of the latest mortgage deals are, Wrexham's bid to become City of Culture in 2025, the buy-to-let investment opportunity that really does exist in this town. And last but not least, we'll be looking at Marford, the most expensive village to live in the county of Wrexham. With so much going on in the mortgage market currently, so many changes, here's Carys Bailey to give you the best possible deals that are available to you at the moment.
So, top of the pops this week. So if we're looking at a 90% loan to value product, we're looking at Danske Bank, which is a new lender to our panel, which is currently 1.23, that's fixed for 2 years. A lender that you would be probably recognised more is the NatWest, and they're currently at 1.90, fixed for 2 years again with a 10% deposit, which is a fantastic rate for that level of risk. If you're looking to go to a 5-year fixed rate as opposed to a 2 years, the best rate on the market currently is the Nottingham Building Society, which is currently 2.2. Maybe a lender that you've not heard of, but the local lenders do offer fantastic service and amazing rates. Going on to a bigger deposit, so if you have a deposit of 25% or more, you're looking at rates on 2 years for around about 1.54. Currently the best provider of that is Santander. If you are looking at a tracker rate, which will follow the Bank of England rate, then the lowest rate currently is 1.24, and that is currently being issued by Barclays. Moving on to buy-to-let, as this is of interest to people who are looking at this channel. If you go to a 75% lend, then the best fixed rate on the market for 2 years is currently 1.6, and that is actually launched by one of your local lenders, the Principality Building Society, which is a Welsh building society, so you're supporting local. In addition to that, if you wanted to go for a known lender, again, NatWest feature very highly at 1.83, fixed for 2 years. If you want to have a chat to us about the various different rates, because again, if you put bigger deposits down, those rates will drop further, give us a call on the number that's detailed below on the screen.
At Wrexham Property TV, I'm always very keen to cover local topical subjects. Nothing is bigger currently than Wrexham's bid to become City of Culture in 2025. But there are questions that I would like to ask about it, to learn more, and I thought this was a great opportunity to do this today at the fabulous Moneypenny headquarters. Joanna Swash, Group CEO of Moneypenny. Why are you so enthusiastic about this bid?
I really believe passionately in the bid. Wrexham has been incredible for Moneypenny as a business. We've got really deep roots in the town. We are part of the local community. So anything that we can give back as a business just makes absolute sense to me. And it's just a key part of levelling up, isn't it?
Just by putting our name in the hat for this and being showcased across the whole kind of UK perspective, it's given us a platform to sell Wrexham more than we've probably ever been able to achieve to date.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime project for the people of Wrexham. It's about showcasing our communities across the whole of the county borough, the talent and the culture that we've got.
You look at all the other cities that in the past have had the huge accolade of City of Culture, and they've all really built on it. They've had inward investment, you know, they've got all kinds of different initiatives locally, and we as a community need to benefit from that as well.
Amanda Davis, tell me a bit about what your role is within this particular bid.
My role is basically coordination of the whole bid. So the idea is that there are so many elements and so many facets to this bid that we need to make sure that everything we're doing is coming together. So we've got a large team working on this, and it's my role to keep it all together. As the council, we're leading on this to literally just at this stage to get the bid in. Once we're successful, and if we win City of Culture 2025, we'll be forming what's called a charitable trust, and the idea is that this will be owned by the community.
We're really planting the seeds and we're providing some of the nutrient to enable the seeds to grow. But it's really important that it comes from within the communities itself.
We were the first organisation to come on board as community stakeholders for the City of Culture bid, and we made that decision because if we got City of Culture we can celebrate everything great about this town, because it's not just about me and my team, it's about everyone and everything. That's what makes the culture of this county. For me, Wrexham ticks every box. You need a county that's diverse, and obviously we are a very diverse area. You need somewhere that has its own culture. Now, ours is very much based on the history and the heritage of this area, particularly focused around sport.
You know, the mining is part of Wrexham's culture, football is part of Wrexham's culture, but also new cultures by new people and new people from different countries who come into Wrexham, and that's what culture means to me. It's the community being able to express themselves in a way that feels comfortable and is traditional for them.
We're the only area in Wales that's actually been long-listed, so the actual pride in representing not only Wrexham County but also, you know, shouting about our culture here in Wales is huge.
There's such a huge support from local business leaders, small businesses, large businesses, and it's really nice to see this whole community coming together with a common purpose across lots and lots of different areas of the bid.
It's about outwardly showing that pride. We're doing it as a bid team, and we're really encouraging everyone who wants to get involved to actually shout about why they love Wrexham.
People are coming to us now. We've got community groups saying we want to be part of this. What do we have to do? How can we get on board? This won't work if we're not in it together.
I would definitely recommend everyone else who's part of a grassroots organisation be the next chapter of Wrexham's history. Back the bid and let's be a City of Culture. In 30 years' time, let's look back and say not just our town, our county did that, but let's say I was part of that.
What's happening currently within the lettings market, generally across the country, but certainly in Wrexham, there's been up to a 40% reduction in private residential property becoming available. That is largely down to the sales that was achieved last year in 2020. And also there were things like tax changes, which encouraged landlords to come out of buy-to-let investment and look for other opportunities for them to invest their money. It's created a situation where there are less properties available to rent in a given locality, but the demand for rental properties remains incredibly high. Inevitably, the price goes up. And that's what we've seen in Wrexham, certainly in the last month to 6 weeks. Off Bradley Road, you have a bread and butter rental area there where there's a high proportion of privately rented houses. Now, for 8 years, we were always achieving £500 and £525 for those 2-bed properties. And yet, only a few weeks ago, we achieved over £600 for a 2-bedroomed end of terrace property on Edward Street in Wrexham. So that is an excess of 20% increase. If you're looking at flats, apartments, the increase isn't quite as attractive, but still represents up to 15% increase. But the biggest change has been in 3 and 4 bedroom properties that are either semi-detached or detached, a whopping 25% increase in the last few months. Currently, I would say 8 to 10% gross yield on a property is widespread, which compares incredibly favourably with what you would get in the bank or the building society, particularly with inflation at 5%. I'm saying to you, get ahead of the queue, because in a given amount of time, everybody would realise the buy-to-let opportunity has come back. So if you do want to have a conversation in terms of what areas and what kind of properties that I would recommend you should buy, then please do give me a call. This is a prime time opportunity to become a buy-to-let landlord once more. And now to our area guide feature, and this month's area requires no introduction whatsoever. If someone asked you what the most expensive area within the county of Wrexham was, then certainly the locals would refer to the Golden Triangle. The Golden Triangle being a line from Lavister and Rossett to Holt, back to Gresford, Marford, and then back to Rossett. That is the most expensive area in the whole county. And today, as part of our area profile, we're featuring Marford. The location of Marford is set between the end of the North East Wales Hills and the beginning of the Cheshire Plain. It's very conveniently located, close to all major networks and equidistant between Wrexham and Chester. The village of Marford has a population of close to 3,000 residents, with 2 public houses, the Trevor Arms, which is located at the bottom of Marford Hill, and the Red Lion, which is at the top of the hill itself. And since 2016, it also has a Co-op convenience store. If you are looking at average prices, in Marford, you are looking at an average price in 2021 of £477,000, compared to the county of Wrexham as a whole, where there was an average of £188,000. Here we are now on Winstay Lane in Marford. Winstay Lane represents the second most expensive road in this particular village, and based on last year's average price, an average price paid for a property in 2021 on Winstay Lane was £510,000. The most expensive property on Winstay Lane was sold approximately 12 months ago. That was a 5-bedroom detached property in its own grounds with a gated entrance, and that went for just under £1 million. Marford Hill remains the most expensive area of Marford, with an average price of £552,000 in 2021. And if you were thinking of buying a single building plot in this area, then you would be looking at spending between £250,000 and £400,000, depending on the size and the outlook of that plot. So that was our feature on Marford. I hope you enjoyed it. It's undoubtedly a highly desirable place for people to want to live, and it really has become a place where people choose to live if they are able to afford the very heady prices that Marford properties dictate and demand. Right, I'll see you next time, and possibly in a village near you. And as always, the invitation is open there to all of you to let us know exactly what you would like for us to cover on this property programme. Any questions that you were never quite sure who to contact with regards to getting answers for, please forward those questions to us so that we can actually deliver a programme that's relevant to you. See you next time.